Told you guys I was going to be super nitpicky with this thing. I got the tank cover off. You guys saw that in the front, the clips were broken. This is a cover they sell aftermarket. I found them online, and when I pull it off, you guys can see what the tank actually looks like. There's a couple dents and whatnot. So I'm going to try and source a replacement tank. Looks like it was pounded in there pretty good. So I'm going to leave this on for now, just kind of sitting here. But just know that I am going to be looking for a replacement tank. Not a tank cover, I want a tank. I also ordered this, but I had to send it back because I ordered the wrong one. This one has 5 holes, that one had 4. I need to get a new one of these. I don't like the key. I just never did on my last bike. I replaced the same thing. But I'm going to leave that for now. And then the seat, we're going to get a new seat. This one has a bolt broken off. I never put the bolts in the seat anyway, just in case I have to access the battery. Like, say this thing starts shorting out one day and then just like becomes an electrical nightmare. I've seen bikes do that, so I only just set the seat down there. I mean, if you're on it, it's not going to go anywhere, but you can see the bolt hole lines up and the other one's snapped. But I am going to get a new cushion at some point, and then this guy back here. So now the maintenance I want to do today is I have the socket here. We're going to get this tightened correctly. And because you guys can see, I didn't show you in last video, but this chain is absolutely loose as shit. So we're gonna get that tightened up to spec, and we'll go from there. I don't even know if these are the factory bolts, but we shall see. I want to have the alignment tool. I did go and bring that from the shop. We have some chain lube cleaner, and just in case I have to replace the chain, I have a chain buster. So all this stuff that I ordered before on my last bike, we are gonna maintain and do this one properly. At some point, I also need to get, well, goo gone. That's for one. I forgot to grab that today while I was at the shop. I need to get a shorter kickstand because this is lowered. And unfortunately, with that kickstand not being shortened, this thing actually, I went to park it earlier and it actually almost fell over. I caught it, but it did almost fall over. All right, 72 foot-pounds. I got to get a cotter pin in that yet. And she's all good. We have a nominal amount of slack. Might be a bit tight, but whatever. I need to get this chain cleaned. I want to get all of this cleaned up and goo-goned at some point. We're going to get this thing detailed. I did notice that as well. Guys, like, I want to be as perfect as I can with this. Like, this is broken on both sides. So I'd like to get this tail section replaced if possible. Possibly down the road because it's not like the biggest deal. But that be about it. We have the mirror deletes on order, we have the bar ends on order, and we have all of the hardware on order so far. I want to get this on order because I really don't like that. It just kind of looks a little rigged. I don't like that reservoir. And at some point we need to also do the rear brakes. I don't like how loose. I'm gonna do rear brakes just because I don't like how loose it is. It just doesn't feel like it does very much. And maybe some pedals. But other than that, she rides great. You guys told me that lowered and stretched bikes ride like shit. I don't know if it's just because you guys are picky or, I don't know, male Karen. I don't know. This thing's great. It doesn't have a super big stretch on it. It's not super low. Other than the kickstand issue, I mean, I could stand for it to be a little longer and a little bigger of a tire, but it is also only a 600. If I were to get a 750, maybe bring the stretch out a little bit more and put a fatter tire back there. Let me know how you guys are going about fixing your speedometers, because my speedometer is way the hell off and I don't like it. That bothers the hell out of me. If I'm doing 63, I think I'm doing about 45, 50-ish, somewhere around there. So don't like that. So hopefully you guys can see the vision in this video. So I got these on order, but these won't be here for a while. Mirrors will be here Monday. I need to order the stack mount, but I have the stack, exhaust, and a couple of other things. Intake filter will be here, but we're here at the yard. I gotta grab a couple of tools because we are headed up to Muncie, PA to go pick up some wheels. I need a torque wrench. That's a must. So we're gonna need a torque wrench, a jack, and a bunch of other things so that we can get new wheels on this thing. These wheels will probably be for sale. Dash piece back on. I might order that if it doesn't go quick enough. So basically we're just using some of the deposit money on some upgrades for this. I want to pound that dent out. Jack has been acquired. Oh, I need sockets. That's right. I need to grab a socket. So I trust this truck so much not to break down. I'm not bringing any tools. This thing has been way more reliable than my black truck ever was. So not bringing any tools other than just enough to change the tires. So I need to grab this guy right here and we're good to go. So basically, this is all we're bringing. Impact sockets, impact, torque wrench, lug nut sockets over there, tub of towels, and a pair of gloves. All right, like I said, we are not bringing any tools. It's gonna be about, I'd say, a 3.5 hour round trip. We're moving. Gotta love the 47 RE though. Yeah, doing about 70 mile an hour. We should pick up some mile per hour when we put these bigger tires on because they're 35s. But we got about an hour and 36 minutes. We're gonna be taking 22 west. So we won't have to be doing 70 the whole way. It'll be like 50. We're gonna be throwing a little bit more money. I'd like to get the AC charged at some point and possibly get a good radio in this thing because this one doesn't work. But I mean, you don't really get in this truck to listen to the radio. It's kind of one of those things. Like this thing does rolling burnouts in the rain. And once we get a stack on it and the intake on it, everything will be pretty much 100%. I wanna make sure before it goes that it is, you know, 100%, but I'm gonna start asking for more money for it. If not, I'll just keep driving it around. All right, we are on the home stretch. We got about 26 minutes left, 26 miles until the exit. We're gonna get there, we'll be fine. Well, we are 4 minutes away. Just drove, what, about 94 miles, something like that. By the time we get down to the bottom of the exit, it'll be like 94 miles. 1.3 miles to go. Did all right. For what it is. Crack the window a little bit. I don't like that there's no tint on this thing, but unfortunately it's not in the budget to get it tinted because that would be like 500 bucks, and yeah, I don't feel like doing that. I feel like this thing needs a couple of other things before I do that. E-brake, cruise control, and AC and radio are the 4 things that are wrong with this truck at this point. Oh, and the horn. She spins the tires. People ask me, why do I beat on a truck if it's for sale? And my answer is pretty simple. I would rather this thing break under my watch than sell it to somebody else and it breaks. So, send it. Here's the before. Here's the after. Damn, she looks good. So 35s on 20 by 9s, 12 wide tires, but 9-inch wide wheels. What do you guys think? Now we just need the stack, the taillights, mirrors. This thing's gonna look good. I actually don't know if I want to get rid of it at this point. Yeah, she looks great. That's gonna up my top speed as well, because like I think I can do 74 mile an hour and it tops out. I love the good old 47 RE. Super humid out here. Getting these things swapped out, torquing them down to 140 foot-pounds. What do you guys think? You know, de-grandpa-ifying this truck. They sit just flush with the fenders. I'm gonna pound the shit out of that at some point. This looks really good. We'll see if she rubs it all, but this thing looks like a tank now. Just need the stack, some other little odds and ends. Well, there we have it. Looking good. The longer it takes to sell, the more I'm gonna do to it. Probably throw a 4th gen front bumper on it. So if anybody wants to see me not throw a 4th gen front bumper on it, someone buy it. Fuel here in PA, $4.73 a gallon, and that's a good price. If I can get it for mud flap for like $4.10, $4.20 at the bare minimal. But we got about an hour left, and we're gonna drop our tools off, and then I'm heading home. This was about my day. It's Saturday now. Figured do something nice for this thing. Definitely picked up a few miles per hour. At 70, it's 2,500 now instead of 2,750, so that's kind of nice. We did drop 250 RPMs worth of travel. All right, we made it back, and man, am I glad that is over. God, just me and driving do not go hand in hand anymore like it used to. So there we go. We got 2 matching trucks now at this point. We got nice 22 by 12s on there. We got some 20 by 12s on here. This looks a lot better, I think. She does rubby scrubby a little bit on the plastic. That's to be expected. And then I think the tow mirrors and the stack and the 4th gen bumper are really gonna clean this thing up. If anybody wants it, she's still here. I'm gonna be going through and doing all of the work, so I know what I told you guys I wanted for it initially. The original sale was $9. I just went and threw like probably another $2,500 at this thing. We're trying to get this thing 99% perfect. I'm not worried about the fender arches being rusted and whatnot, because anybody complaining about that, you guys can piss off. Because I mean, you look. Let's go over my truck right here. Right, this truck has made me. You can see how, you know, the rust on there. I got some rust on the rockers and whatnot. I'm not worried about that, because I mean, this truck here. I mean, this year alone, this thing's grossed about $40,000. So I'm not, fender arches aren't a big deal. The rockers on this are actually pretty good. You can see mine are there. I know it needs a cab mount on the other side, and I just kind of made a whoopsie here. I gotta remount this. I think the oh yeah, the tire kind of hits this a little bit, so I'm gonna have to go through and fix that. But I don't know if that's the biggest issue I run into. I'm gonna have to throw another screw in that somewhere, because like, yeah, that was, the tire definitely scrubbed that. We did fix the tailgate, got the tailgate going, new straps, and I don't know where I'm gonna put these, but I'm gonna have to get some pictures of these, because they are gonna be for sale if anybody wants a good set. They are Ridge Grappler 265 65 18s. From what I've heard, you can't find these tires in too many places, but I mean, they're literally all but brand new tires. I'll take $750 for everything here. And I also have the 4th gen center caps somewhere back there. There they are. So I'm gonna get some pictures of them, post them up, and then put them up for sale. And then tomorrow, so things are coming tomorrow. The intake filter will be here tomorrow, and these mirrors will be here tomorrow. Unfortunately, the taillights, they're not saying they're gonna be here till the 27th. And then I still gotta order the stack clamp, and then once we can get that, that'll literally be it. So this is a Laramie truck too, for anybody wondering. And I did get asked about tint. I would love to tint this thing, but unfortunately that is not in the budget. I'm into this truck probably 13, 14,000 at this point, and we're gonna keep chugging along. I got another 1,000 or 1,500 to throw at this thing. At this point, once everything is all said and done, we're gonna try to go for 10 or 10.5. And frame is pretty solid on this unit. There was like 2 questionable spots on there, but it's still solid. It's a Northern truck. It is what it is. I know I'm gonna get guys in the comments bitching, but other than that, and then a cab mount up front, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna try to sell it. If there was any issues with the frame, guys, I would part this thing out before I'd sell it like that. Oh, and e-brake cables we're gonna be looking at some point as well. You know, it's kind of funny, all the guys bitching about the rubber band tires on my 22s. Those are 33s. These are 35s. So technically, actually, you can see it here. If you look at the top of the bed compared to the top of the bed, I think this actually sits up higher than mine. And mine, that's lifted. So like, that has a 2.5 inch front leveling kit, and then probably lifted about 1 inch in the back. And they sit damn near close to each other. But those are, I believe those were true 35s. Let me see. 35, 12, 5, 20. There you go. I am going to get these wheels rebalanced before I do let it go as well, because it does have a little bit of a shake above 63. So we're going to get that taken care of as well. If anybody wants to fund this, I have a request. Window tint. If anybody out there wants to fund some window tint for a shout out, let me know. Well, there they are for sale. These mirrors as well. Throw me some offers on these. These are going to be for sale as well, because they're still good. They still work. She is all cleaned out, so I will update you guys on this video as soon as all the new parts come in. So that'll be tomorrow, Sunday.